The Nintendo Switch released 8 years ago, and I got my first Switch 5 years ago. And in 1 week, the Nintendo Switch 2 will release. So I thought to say goodbye to the Nintendo Switch era, I will share my top 5 favorite Switch games of all time. And I will be sharing some of your guys' favorite Switch games and favorite Switch era memories. Before I get started, I want to say thank you for all the Nintendo Switch video support over the past 5 years that I've made videos on this console. You can check out my Nintendo Switch playlist that has all the games that I unboxed here on YouTube. Look at all these. This is my huge stack. If I'm counting correctly, there is 41 Nintendo Switch games in total, physical here. And I love collecting physical games because of all the cool cover arts and things like that. So without further ado, let's get into my top 5 Nintendo Switch games of all time. There's so many great ones, so many hard ones to choose. Starting with number 5, I'll pull it right from the stack. Kirby and the Forgotten Land. This game came out in March 2022, and this was actually my first Kirby game ever, and I absolutely loved it. The story was just so wonderful to play. All the new copy abilities and mouthful mode abilities were just really cool, like being able to transform into a car, into a traffic cone, and more. It was just really a fun time. The story was great. As I said, it was my first Kirby game ever, so it was really fun to get introduced to the world of Kirby, and it was the first open world 3D Kirby, so it was really fun. And even though it was short, the music was amazing, the levels were great, and this was actually the first game I unboxed on the game's release day here on my channel. So this started off unboxing games on the day they came out, so that was really cool. And this is my 5th favorite game of all time. My 4th favorite game of all time is one that a lot of us in the community have played together, Splatoon 3. I remember waiting for this launch after it first got revealed. I was so excited because Splatoon 2 was so much fun, and this one was even better in my opinion. I loved all the new maps they added. The Splatfests were so much fun, including the very last big one was the Grand Festival. That was really fun to live stream and to play with all you guys, whether in the Discord server or on my channel. The artwork in this game is great, and there's so many fun modes to play, and I love games you can play online with friends. Games that get the most hours for me definitely make it into my top 5, and this is my 2nd most played game on Nintendo Switch. Here's my original Nintendo Switch, and the one I've been using for the past few years. It's my Switch OLED with the Zelda Joy-Cons. Let's take a look at my hours on Splatoon 3. 450 hours, as you can see. So that's why this game is my 4th favorite game of all time. So much fun, and I can't wait for the 4th Splatoon game. My 3rd favorite game on the Nintendo Switch is, in my opinion, the best story game, and could definitely be my number 2 game, but I put it at number 3. With an amazing soundtrack and amazing story, Super Mario Odyssey. This game would be higher up on my list if I got it during launch, because I know that was a really fun time for a lot of people in 2017, but I didn't have a Switch during that year, so I got this when I first got a Switch in 2020, and every kingdom was so well themed. It was so cool using the new Cappy mechanic, which I hope comes back in another game. This game needs a sequel in my opinion. And the fact that it has a really cool theme song as well was just amazing. All the little details and secrets in this game, especially when you're done playing the main story and you go back to find more collectibles, such as all the Power Moons. There's just so much to do in this game. I loved the DLC. They added the free DLC that had the Balloon World and a lot of other cool little treasure hunts that they added in this game. So this is definitely one of my favorite Switch games of all time, and this is one that I would recommend to anyone. In my opinion, it's the best story game on Nintendo Switch, and it is great for any Mario fan. Like I said, I hope they do a sequel to this game, or at least I hope the next one has Cappy in it, because he's just really cool. And every kingdom had amazing soundtrack to go with it, which music definitely makes the game so much better in my opinion. Even the big world, New Donk City, that was themed after New York, was really cool as well. So this is definitely one of my favorite Switch games of all time, and this is my 3rd favorite on my list. Number 2 is Animal Crossing New Horizons. These ones, it was hard to pick which order they would go in on my list. I put this one at number 2 because, like I said earlier, this one gave me so many hours. It gave me at least 500 hours on Nintendo Switch, and it came out during quarantine, if you guys remember that, 2020. So many people were stuck at home, and this game was the game that everyone was playing. This is Nintendo's 2nd best-selling game of all time. I'm sure they'll have a new one soon. on Nintendo Switch 2, and this game was just great for the online community. Not only was it fun to make your own island and customize items to your desire and customize your whole entire island to however you want to do it. There's really no rules. It was just a relaxing game that you could live your island life at your own pace, as it says here on the back. The seasons changed. There's all these cool events, and my favorite update that they did, the 2.0 update, when they released it a few days early in November 2021. That was so much fun as the community. We all went crazy as Animal Crossing fans when they released the update early for this game. It was a huge update that had DLC. It had all these new characters like Brewster added that we wanted from past games. This was my first ever Animal Crossing game, and I can't wait for the next one that they do in the franchise. This had a lot of fun things to do. I know people had thousands of hours in this game. So much fun to customize your island however you want. You could even theme it after different themes like city core or cottage core, space core. There's all sorts of cool themes people did for their islands. It was really cool to explore your guys' islands on stream. It was cool to trade items with each other and different things like that. Just so many fun things about this game. So relaxing, and the music in it is great as well as these other games that I've talked about. So this is my number 2 favorite game of all time. Before I get to number 1, I want to give an honorable mention to something that would make my list if I was a huge fan of the series. I know a lot of you guys, this is definitely in your top 5, maybe even your number 1 game. The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, the hype for this game was insane. It sold a lot, and the music was great. The open world is so much fun to explore. I wasn't that big of a Zelda fan until Breath of the Wild and this, so this definitely got me into Zelda. And the story was just really, really good, and they worked so hard on this game. The Sky Islands especially were really fun to explore. That was new this time around. And it was a really great sequel to Breath of the Wild. I absolutely love this game. If I was a really huge Zelda fan like some of you guys are, this definitely would have made my list. But compared to some of these other games, for me personally, this is in my honorable mentions. As well as Breath of the Wild, this and that go hand in hand in my opinion. And I definitely recommend this game to anybody who's going to play a Nintendo Switch or a Nintendo Switch 2, because this game is getting a Nintendo Switch 2 edition. You're going to be able to play this at 4K. That's going to be so cool. The graphics are great. The boss battles are so much fun. The story, the exploration. You can pour hundreds and hundreds of hours into this game. It is very, very great. And one of the best Nintendo experiences ever. My number 1 game, as you guys have probably noticed right here in the background this whole time, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. This was the first ever game that I got for Nintendo Switch, the first game I unboxed on my channel, and it was the first game I ever played on Nintendo Switch when I played someone else's Switch for the first time ever, when I didn't even have one before. So this game was so much fun. I knew it was the first one I wanted to buy when I got a Nintendo Switch, so I bought this on day 1 with my original Nintendo Switch. This game has my most hours of all time, which to me shows that it definitely should be number 1. 880 hours, as you can see right there. Played on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Let's go ahead and start it up in honor of it being number 1. I can't wait for Mario Kart World. That's coming out with the Nintendo Switch 2. This is Nintendo's best-selling Switch game of all time. So much fun to do in this game.
Here we go.
The online mode especially, I love playing with friends, hours and hours with friends on Discord, on live streams on YouTube. So much fun. Hosting our own tournaments. The online battle modes were so much fun. All the races were so much fun. And then when they had added the DLC Booster Course Pass, that made the game 10 times better. We finished this game with 96 racetracks. A lot of returning ones, a lot of new ones. It was so much fun. My favorite track from the original 48 on this game was Thwomp Ruins, and then my favorite DLC track that they added was Yoshi's Island. I can't wait for Mario Kart World, which is launching the same day with Nintendo Switch 2, which I will unbox on my channel day 1. The reason they chose Mario Kart to launch with the Switch 2 is because it's their best-selling game from Switch 1, so what better, after 10 years of waiting for a brand new Mario Kart, we're getting one with the Nintendo Switch 2. So Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is my favorite Nintendo Switch game of all time, with almost 900 hours played. I know many people with thousands and thousands of hours. I even know a few people that have 9,999 hours in this game. So much fun. New faces to race with, it says. Duke it out in a new and improved battle mode. Jump into the driver's seat. It's just such a fun game. My first unboxing ever. My first Switch game ever. My favorite Switch game ever. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Some of my favorite memories from the Switch era were when I waited at Walmart early in the morning at 6 a.m. to buy Lego Skywalker Saga, the Deluxe Edition, which was really hard to get. I love filming a vlog on that for you guys, as well as when I got the Tears of the Kingdom Collector's Edition at GameStop's midnight launch. They were only handing out like 8 of those, and I was one of the lucky 8 out of many people to get one of those. So those vlogs were so much fun to film for you guys. And those were definitely my favorite Nintendo Switch era memories of this whole entire Switch generation. Now I want to give a shout out to you guys and your favorite Switch games of all time and some of your favorite memories. Vicky211 says their top 5 favorite Switch games are Splatoon 3, Nintendo Switch Sports, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Pikmin 4, and Super Mario Odyssey. Their favorite memory is they remember bringing their Switch to their cousin's house during Christmas, and they had such a fun time together. That's really cool. I definitely love to be able to travel with the Nintendo Switch. That's one of the best parts about it. Our next shout out is to Lego SW fan _75331. His top 5 games are Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, that's a great game, Super Mario Odyssey, Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury, and Nintendo Switch Sports. One of his favorite memories of the Nintendo Switch is when he got it, the day he got it, he was excited to play it. He brought it in the Chick-fil-A drive-thru. That's really cool. That's a fun little experience, and he'll remember that forever. Shout out to Speedman. His top 5 Switch games are Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. He's a pro at this game, guys. Splatoon 3, Super Mario Odyssey, Nintendo Switch Sports, and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. His favorite memory is when he played Zelda Tears of the Kingdom on a 4-hour flight. He got killed by those moblins over and over again. I can relate to that too. Playing the Nintendo Switch on airplane flights definitely made the time pass by quicker, which is really cool. Shout out to Aban. His top 5 Switch games are Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Nintendo Switch Sports, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Mario Odyssey, and Super Smash Bros. Shout out to Fletcher. His top 5 games were The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Splatoon 3, Super Mario Odyssey, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. His favorite Switch era memory was the launch of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. He had to hype himself up when the first reveal came out, and when the final trailer was announced, he was so hyped. The Splatoon 3 Splatfest for the launch was fun too, but he loved launch days. He loves game launch days, just like me, just like all of us. It's always really fun to get a game on the day it comes out because you've been waiting a while. Shout out to Matt24. His top 5 Switch games are Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Super Mario Odyssey, Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury, and Luigi's Mansion 3. Big shout out to Slurpee Gaming, who is a channel member. Thank you very much. His top 5 are Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Luigi's Mansion 3, Super Smash Bros., Nintendo Switch Sports, and Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga. That's a great top 5. Shout out to Picky. His top 5 are Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Mario Odyssey, Mario Wonder, Paper Mario, The Thousand Year Door, and Kirby in the Forgotten Land. Nice choice. I love you having Kirby in there. And our last shout out goes to Pisces Plays. His top 5 are Splatoon 3, Bayonetta 2, Super Mario RPG, Super Mario Odyssey, and Super Mario Party Jamboree. An honorable mention for him would be Ring Fit Adventure. Those are great games as well. I want to give another shout out to Blue491. His favorite Switch era memory was getting Splatoon 3 in September 2022 on the launch weekend at GameStop. Yes, that was very fun when that game came out. We all were playing it and having so much fun together. All right, here's a few more shout outs on the screen as we end the video. Thank you guys again for all the support on my Nintendo videos in the past 5 years. In total, I've collected 4 Nintendo Switches over the years, and it wouldn't be possible without you guys and allowing me to have a Nintendo YouTube channel. Comment below what your favorite games were and your favorite memories of the Switch era. And if you're getting a Switch 2, I can't wait to play with you guys there. Stay tuned for that unboxing and Mario Kart World unboxing and all the games coming out with that. Those will all be right here on my channel. Thank you guys for joining me on the Nintendo Switch era. And now we move on to Nintendo Switch 2.